This is my show. My show, motherfucker. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Why did it
live?
Oh man, I hate that there's two different things.
See this? Lance Windsor. Is there a show tonight?
No.
Yes, Lance. We are now live.
What, we're 3 minutes late?
Yeah, you're 3 minutes late. So what do you expect?
I'm a whole 3 minutes late. The big old 3.
We were waiting on Katie.
Yeah. Katie was getting pizza. I blame it on her.
Is it like the DiGiorno delivers, the stove pizza, or is it
not
like
delivery? If it's DiGiorno, Steve.
It was a frozen pizza, but it was a Lazzo Mazzo frozen pizza.
Lazzo Mazzo, Steve.
It was really good.
Come on, keep up.
Not familiar.
Keep up, Steve. Keep up with the program.
Used. There we go.
Are you ready for this shit tonight, Steve?
Well, right now I'm looking to see what my Yeti is worth.
Oh, you gonna sell that bitch off now?
So that I can buy the new one.
I was asking Matt what he's gonna part with his teal blue one that I fucking been eyeballing for.
It's sitting right here.
I'm wondering how much I can snake that one from him for.
And you know what? It's worth about $70 to $80 used.
It's worth about $70 to $80 used, but where it's been used by Matt, and Matt's my friend, I'm thinking I might be able to shave a little bit off that bitch.
Yeah.
On that note, let's start this fucking thing. Mute yourself, Steve, as always, as I have to remind you. Thank you.
Steve Alcorn's a fine investigator.
Oh, fuck off.
This is the Fortean Slip with your host, Chris York.
I don't need porn, Chris. I have a good woman.
Listen, I have a good woman. I still watch porn.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
You are the top shit in Bigfootery if you get the invitation.
Oh, are you?
I've gotten the invitation 2 years in a row now, Chris.
Wow, not me.
And sometimes special guest, Matt Knapp.
It's part of growing older, maturing. Makes me more dignified and stuff.
Okay, George Washington.
I opted for the.
Is that what meth addicts say? That make me more dignified.
Taking on all things strange since 2013.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what the hell.
Are you saying that he's pregnant?
Possibly.
Was he implanted by one of these teenage aliens?
Did that happen to Arnold?
This device, which comes as part of Nintendo's Quality of Life initiative, is
going to have kids running around banging their heads off bricks.
Yeah.
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge.
Good evening. Welcome to Steve and his cowboy hat. That was kind of weird. When you popped your camera back on, it showed you in your ball cap, and then switched to the cowboy hat. That was pretty interesting. It's like magic. All right. This is episode 102 of the Fortean Slip, the Copley Woods Incident. Yes, Steve. There was an incident in the woods. Nothing? Got nothing for me. The blank look on your fucking face. I'd like to tell the people who are listening to this as a podcast on anchor.fm/the Fortean Slip, or wherever you may be downloading this podcast from, who cannot see the look on Steve's face. It's the look of bewilderment, dumbfounded. Kind of looks like a fucking idiot, but basically giving me nothing on this whatsoever.
I'm not even familiar with the Coakley Woods incident.
I wasn't either.
In fact, I thought you said cochlear implant incident.
No.
So
The Copley Woods incident, and we will get into that. However, there's something that you have no part of, Steve.
I never have a part of anything. I show up, and that's when I find out
No,
what's going on.
like I can guarantee no part of this next conversation will be Steve Alcorn involved. I could be wrong. I've been.
Can
wrong in
I
the past.
like take a break, shut my camera off, go
You
have a
can do it.
sandwich?
You can do whatever the fuck you want. This is about in the tall grass.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's that look again.
I know.
I've been in the tall grass, but I don't think that's what you're talking about.
Listen, there's one, possibly two people on this podcast that smoke weed. Steve is
kind of
not one
grass.
of those people, but I can guarantee you whoa, what the fuck happened? We lost Steve. I brought up weed and he's fucking, fuck this. I'm
He's
out.
out.
Smoke it all you want on the show, Chris, but fuck you. That look, man, holy shit. It was like, what is this? Here we go. Hi, Steve.
That wasn't
Welcome
the
back.
big button.
Yeah. In the tall grass, Steve.
Which is not a marijuana reference.
No.
Oh, is it a sex
Has nothing-
reference?
Has nothing to do with drugs. No, I am referring to the adaptation of the Joe Hill, Stephen King novella on Netflix currently. I can't remember who directed it. Do you remember who directed it, man?
No, not at all.
Ticks live in the tall grass, Richard Allen. Yes, they do. That's why you cut your grass. Keep down on them motherfuckers.
Carry on, gentlemen. I'm going to do something else for a little while.
Yeah, all right. You have fun. You enjoy. I checked this out Friday night with my son, and I loved that fucking movie. Absolutely loved it. It has everything you want. It's got elements of horror, although I didn't find it to be as horrifying as I thought it was going to be. It was more like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is right?
But I called it early on. I said to my son, I turned to my son the minute the boyfriend went in. I went, they're caught in a fucking time loop.
Yeah.
I mean, the minute he went inside, not inside, but right, before he goes in, I was like, it's a fucking time loop. And then I get I'm starting to try to put the pieces together, and I was like, holy shit. But they did have some real horrifying moments to the movie.
Yeah.
The stuff with Patrick Wilson, who, by the way, is carving himself out a nice little horror niche.
He's staking some territory for sure.
I would fucking say so. And he does it really well, too.
Yeah.
Like, he can play both sides of it. This movie shows him playing a real dark fucking character, which I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah. I thought he nailed the role.
Oh, yeah. And now I really want to go back and read the book, whatever you call it, a novella.
Yeah.
But I guess it was released in 2 parts when it was first published in a magazine. I don't know if they have it in one of the collections or I was telling Katie before the show, I didn't go that far into it, looking into it. But it had everything as far as I was concerned. Just a really cool shit. It's like a kind of time travel-y story in a way. And Katie hasn't seen it yet, and I know it's something she's interested in, so I'm trying my damnedest not to spoil too much of it. But I told her, I'm like, I gotta spoil some of it tonight. But yeah, the story, you were exactly right when you said it's kind of like it's a Stephen King story, but his son kind of like went fucking pulled the fucking wheel to the left a little bit.
It's like Stephen King handed down the keys to his son from his old car, and then his son like customized it.
Yeah, and it worked so well.
It did.
I mean, as far as the movie goes, I don't know how well the novel or novella plays out. I'll have to check it out, but it will be one I'll definitely check out.
It did something that Stephen King is kind of well known for, where he's just telling a story without going into real details about the background.
Yeah,
like how the setup, how it came to be, and everything.
It just plows
just
right into
accept it for what it is and just watch it and enjoy it.
There's a church. There's a field of fucking grass. There's a kid calling out. They go in the grass. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Go for the ride.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those movies I easily fell into the my letting go of reality and just enjoying the movie.
Right.
You easily fall into this little story that happens. And I really, really enjoyed it. And then my son has been begging me for like 2-3 weeks now to watch Clown. Have you seen the Eli Roth?
I haven't watched it.
I have seen this. I had seen this movie before. And when my son originally got into horror movies, he's like, Dad, what do I watch? And I was like, well, if you really want to be horrified and see something pretty disgusting, check out Clown. And Clown is a movie by Eli Roth. Well, he produces it. It's directed by somebody else. And it's about this guy. He's a real estate agent. His son's having a birthday party, and the clown cancels, and he finds in it isn't locked, it's just a trunk, but it's chained to a wall, this clown costume, and he puts it on, goes and performs for the kids. Everybody's happy as shit. And then he goes to take the clown costume off, and he can't get it off. Can't take the nose off, can't take the hair off, can't take the fucking costume off. And from there, it just gets creepier and creepier. Like he starts to get hungry and hungrier around kids.
I've seen that one.
You've seen that movie?
I have.
You have not.
Wow.
Bullshit. No, it was actually pretty interesting.
It's a great horror movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. My wife watches that kind of
stuff. It is an absolutely great. I mean, it's excellently filmed. It's a great story. I would say the actors, although nobody in that movie really besides Peter Stormgard, I think I got his name right. He was in Fargo, Big Lebowski, tons of shit. He's in it, but other than that, there's no real big names, but they all nail it. And it's such a great horror movie for anybody who is into horror movies. If you're not, well, fuck you. But In the Tall Grass, bitch. Steve, you should check that out with your wife.
She's probably already seen it.
It just came out.
She hasn't seen it then.
Yeah. So why don't you sit down and watch In the Tall Grass with your wife? Is that a bad thing? I mean,
no.
All right. Well, fucking.
Have you checked out any of those? That series, like I think it's 2-second horror stories.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
I've heard those are also pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping them.
Do you know what the premise is? Because I haven't really.
I have no idea. I think they're just like individual stories.
Yeah, because I like shit like that.
Yeah.
I can get into that. It takes the thing is for me now at my age and as many horror movies as I've seen, it takes a different type of horror movie to get me riled up, scared, whatever the case may be. Clown is one of those movies where I fucking I fall into it. I just ugh. And In the Tall Grass is another one. I was able to just suspend my disbelief, let go, enjoy a really good movie, or what I saw as a really good movie, a great little story, and was 2 hours or something, an hour and 40 minutes, some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's great. And I look forward now after seeing that, Matt, I really want to check out Nosferatu because that's a Joe Hill vehicle.
Yeah.
So I really want to check that out because I do like Zachary Quinto, and my favorite comedian Jim Norton's on it. Just filming scenes for this new season coming up. So I want to fucking check it out, bitch.
Yeah, I want to see what he's like on his own. Which I'm surprised I don't already know because the dude's been doing comic book stuff for a while.
Yeah. And I like the fact that he wants to bring back like the Creep Show style comics.
Yeah.
Like his dad's into. I was just saying the other day, I was like, what fucking the holidays must be like at their house. Just because Owen writes too.
Yeah.
So it's like, what must the fucking holidays be like around there? Just that shit kind of baffles me. But it's very cool that he's doing shit with his sons. And I just read an article yesterday that he plans on retiring no time soon. Like Stephen King he's like, I got stuff in the fucking can, ready to go. I'm not stopping writing anytime fucking soon. And that makes me happy.
Why should he?
Yeah, exactly. And now he's got his sons to write with.
It's kind of neat that the King horror legacy will live on.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully,
Oh, I think so. I think Joe Hill's pretty much cemented it. I think he cemented it, and if Owen continues, then I think it'll be. I think it's going to be a legacy.
But man, you look at Joe.
Oh yeah, he looks just
that
like
shit's scary. It's scary,
just like his old man. He's a better looking version of a 70s version of his old man.
Yeah.
And you look at him and you go, what the fuck? But yeah, I didn't realize who he was. I didn't realize that he was his son. So the whole pseudonym thing fucking threw me. I did not.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Plus, it's kind of weird that Stephen King named his son Joe King. I don't know if that was
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, Stephen is kind of warped, So
the fuck he is.
He could have very intentionally done that, but he goes in with a pseudonym. He wants to stand on his own 2 feet, and not ride off his dad's fame, and I respect that. But come on, what publisher did he walk into that didn't know who he was?
Oh, fuck yeah. But I don't think that's the point. I think it's the fact that his name was on the Joe Hill name was on the books, not Joe King.
Yeah, but...
Wow, Steve, would you like us to stop the program so you continue to do your shit? Or
I have this little magnet. Those ones you put in your hands, and there's 2 of them. Well, I only have one. I don't know.
Yeah.
The
other one just went for a roll, huh?
Yeah, well, now they're both gone.
But anyway, yeah, I am stoked to see what comes out of the 2 of them.
Yeah,
I'm really, really looking forward to that because there's not a lot of. I haven't seen a lot of really great up and coming horror writers.
No, and I think that Netflix is the perfect vehicle for a budding Joe Hill.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, just imagine like if Steven had access to something like Netflix where he could like turn all of his short stories into like, you know, these little standalone movies like this.
God, yeah. And here's the thing, he's got a great catalog to work from.
Yeah.
You know, there's stuff that they haven't even here's the thing. There's stuff that they've done TV movies for that they could go back and do. Like the
Yeah.
Night Flyer.
Yeah.
Which I was talking to Katie about one of the short stories of his that she should read. It's a great vampire story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got all the elements you want. There's a scene in that, and I don't want to ruin it, but it's just like
it's such a crazy take on vampires.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's you know, it starts off and there's this. What is he? He works for like the Inquirer or something, and he's chasing down this story of these murders that are happening in all of these different little airports, and he just starts connecting the dots. And it's so fucking good, so good. The Langoliers, Richard, is an okay. It's an okay story. The movie was very lacking, in my opinion, compared to the story, and I wasn't a huge fan of the Langoliers. Is a really odd story, but it was very Stephen King. Like the way, like there's when they get to like the first airport, all the food doesn't taste right. You know, and just all this little weird shit. Excuse me, but yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that short story. Now, in that book, which was 4 Past Midnight, the library policeman is another vampire take of his, which I fucking love. It's a really weird, almost pedophile like vampire take. And it is creepy as shit. But if anybody, you know, likes King, that fucking story is great. I was trying to think of some of the other short stories that he's done that really fucking blew me away. And I can't like pick one out like right off my head. The Mist is good, but that's more of a novella.
I can't remember what it's called. I'm drawing a blank, and it's like one of my top Stephen King stories. It's set back.
Todd's Shortcut.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really cool story. Shit.
The one about the kid that's allergic to bees, or his brother was allergic to bees and gets stung by a bee, and it's like
that one. I don't know.
In like the 1940s, I think. And he goes fishing and like is basically confronted by the devil while he's out fishing, and it's just a crazy story. But his description of the man / the devil or whatever is
and he also writes some really creepy fiction that isn't horrific but is.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to enjoy the short story Apt Pupil, but that fucking short story is pretty creepy. I mean, just the idea of this kid just starting to follow this Nazi and, you know, do what he tells him to do. And it gets really fucking dark. He also wrote a short story about a guy who's surviving on an island by himself and starts eating himself and cutting off like his extremities and slowly eating himself. That fucking oof. Some hard shit to fucking swallow there, Steve. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, no. Ooh, no, I don't like that one.
No, you know.
No, never mind. You told me to do something else while you guys discussed this, so I'm looking for a boom stand or a boom scissor arm thing.
Oh, for your new Yeti you're gonna buy?
I'm not sure if I'm buying the new Yeti, but I certainly need the
You certainly need a new boom arm, or a boom arm because you don't fucking have one.
Because of that.
Hmm.
Or that.
Right. No, we got it. We got it with the first part. So, I think you should get the new one, Steve.
I'm
Fucking Daddy
considering it.
Warbucks over there.
Yeah, I'm considering it.
Daddy Warbucks. I mean, come on.
Not sure I can
I gotta
scrape
take
up.
Steve, I gotta take a dab hit and get prepared before we get into this Copley Woods incident, bub.
I'm not sure I can scrape up the fundage, but we'll see.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're seriously gonna try to look at me with not even a straight face
I wasn't looking at you.
and tell me that you can't afford to go out and buy that fucking microphone right now?
It's a luxury. I don't
Dude,
need
you could
luxuries.
go to Best Buy and get it right now at Best Buy price. And not even blink an eye. And not even blink a fucking eye.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for is the correct shock mount. Do you have a shock mount on yours?
What's a shock mount?
The
Is it
thing
this
with the
thing?
little rubber bands, yes.
Then yes.
Do you still know where you got that at Amazon, right?
That was boom.
Did you freeze?
The man in the black suit. I know that one. The man in the black suit.
That's the one I was talking about. The man in the black suit.
Oh. That's a short story. Nice. I'll have to look into that.
Wow, Richard
I
Allen
love
came
shit
through.
like that. Dean Cooper, you mean The Color Out of Space? That's a fucking H.P. Lovecraft story. And fuck Dean Cooper. Sorry. The Color Out of Space is an H.P. Lovecraft short story. It's about a meteor that falls to Earth. That the color that is coming out of it, they can't describe it. It's undescribable, and then it starts changing everything around it. It gets really crazy. Oh, he was answering Frank. So sorry, Dean. I jumped the gun on that one. Usually, I can just say "fuck you" and it matters, but on that
I'm
one,
sure he'll say something else.
oh, he'll fuck up before the fucking end of the show. So, it's preemptive. Let's call it preemptive. But yeah, Frank Smith joining us tonight. Listening, I haven't seen Frank in the chat in a long while. But good to see Frank, our Ireland listener. He's Irish. Not that we'll hold that against him, Steve. Yeah. You're not against that?
No, he could drink all he wants.
Oh, okay. Oh, what?
Isn't that what Irish people do? They drink a lot.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve. They drink and eat potatoes.
How dare you?
That's what I've heard.
And wear lots of green. They
Yeah.
wear green, eat potatoes, and drink.
They fucking all they do is have fucking farms of shamrocks.
Ooh,
What the fucking bathe in
That sounds-
Irish Springs
that sounds
with
fun.
the soap. What the fuck, Steve? Is that what you think? No, this guy he raises fucking snapping turtles and all kinds of weird creatures. And he's got dragonfly shit or I don't know. He's got some wacky shit at his house.
Pots of gold.
You're a fucking cunt. Oh god.
I'm sorry, Frank. I'm just funning with you. Come on.
Yeah, sure you are, Steve. Sure you are.
I get accused of racism all the time, even though I'm not. I'm like, the
Why are
farthest
you
thing.
anti-Irish?
Yeah.
See? So I might as well be one for a day. Jeez.
Be what?
You guys always accuse me of saying racial things, so I might as well actually just come out and say
Because
something.
you're saying racial things.
I don't
Yeah,
normally.
you see, Steve, the problem with you is this. You inadvertently say racial things all the time. Frank Smith, I'm always on catch up, so still watch.
See, he says, I'm drinking now.
I'm drinking now, eating mash in my green pajamas,
Yes.
praying mantis at my. He raises praying mantises. That motherfucker raises praying mantises. I respect that shit.
And what color are praying mantises? Mostly.
All different colors.
Yeah, different.
What
They
color
range.
do they tend to be?
They range.
Green.
Brown.
Whatever color of the environment they live in.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen green ones.
Well, there's hundreds of different types of praying mantis.
We often wish that your relationship went much like that of the praying mantis. Sorry, Steve. I couldn't help myself. On that note.
And you wonder why my wife does not listen to this show.
Well, I didn't say anything bad about her. I said that I wish that she chewed your head off after sex. I'm sorry, Steve. I can't help myself.
I thought that was a reference to everything being green.
Yeah, sure you did. I am not having any luck finding this microphone thing.
Oh my God, it's on the Blue website.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pay that kind of money.
But you can find the name of it and then go look for it.
Oh, praying mantis, yeah. Good stuff.
I'm going to buy one of these.
If you're going to join the
generic
program, or you're going to look for shit for your microphone?
You told me to do something else for a while.
No, I told you we were
Today on the
talking
Fortean Slip, Steve peruses Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about a new movie that just came out that Matt had asked me if I had seen yet, like almost a week ago now, and I had said no. I was waiting to watch it with my son, and now I have watched it. We're done talking about said movie in the tall grass. We talked about Clown, which you actually were able to come in on, Steve.
Yeah, I watched it.
What'd you think?
I thought it was corny.
Really?
Good concept. I just didn't care for it.
Is that what
I don't watch that sort of stuff.
No.
But the concept, I did like the concept. I
like the concept.
Unique.
It's a good movie. I thought it was a good movie, personally. I don't know why you cowboy hat wearing ass didn't like it, but
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just thought it was.
You said it was corny,
cheesy, corny, whichever.
If you like horror movies, check it out. Tell me what you think. Nobody will. None of our listeners respond to anything. They don't, Steve.
Leave us a comment with your favorite horror movie.
Yeah, they won't do that either. That's the best part. The Copley Woods incident.
Does it have anything to do with a cow?
I don't know.
Cows don't tend to be out in the woods.
I don't know much about it. Katie knows more about it than I do. At this point.
Well, I mean,
we're about to learn about it. I mean,
it's pretty standard, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
What? There's cows in the story, or
I don't know if there was cows in the story. I'm about to read over it with you guys.
There are no cows.
No cows.
No.
No cows were harmed in the making of this incident. Steve.
Okay.
That's all I know. But there could be. But Katie says no. So we're going to go with no cows with the Copley Woods incident. Are you interested, Steve?
I am. Let's go.
All right. I'm gonna fill you in. Steve, on June 30th, 1983, Steve, Debbie Jordan Cowbell, hope I'm pronouncing her hyphenated name right, was living with her 2 young sons at her parents' house. She was washing her hands after dinner and gazing out the window when she saw a strange bright light coming from the pool shed at the back of the house. She was getting ready to leave for the evening, going to a neighbor's house to do some work. Seeing this strange light worried her. She was certain she had locked the shed when she was out there earlier that day. But her mother assured her they would lock the doors and everything would be fine. So Debbie went ahead and left, noting that the light was gone as she pulled away from the house. Once she arrived at the neighbor's,
she called back home to check in. Her mother assured her that they were fine, and they hung up. But just a moment after hanging up the phone, it rang again. It was Debbie's mother calling back again. But this time, she was panicked and demanded that Debbie come home right away. Debbie told her friends that she would call them as soon as she got back home to let them know what was going on. She raced back home, only taking about 3 minutes. Her mother was standing and waiting on her, looking to be in a bit of a haze. She, in that moment, could not even remember why she had called Debbie back home. It wouldn't be until about a week later that she spontaneously remembered making that phone call and why. She had looked outside and seen a basketball-sized orb of light in the yard hovering around their bird feeder. Debbie took a gun with her and went outside to investigate. Fucking Debbie's got a gun.
That was Janie.
Tonight it's Debbie. The pool shed was clear, so she headed toward the big garage. On the way, she found her dog hiding underneath a truck. She was clearly scared and could not be coaxed out. So she continued on to the garage. She was terrified, but burst in gun first. Ooh, I can imagine what that... Some fucking woman just fucking blasted in with her fucking gun first. Who's there? All was quiet and normal inside. She was poking around a bit when suddenly she felt like she was on fire. Scared, she started toward the door to flee, but she was suddenly struck with what she describes as an electric fist. It was a blast of bright light that she could feel in every molecule of her body. She felt like she was vibrating. Had nothing to do with the item she had in her back pocket with batteries. She had blind spots in her vision from the bright light. She was trying to stand, but felt something pulling her back down. Something was speaking to her, saying it was sorry she had to feel pain. Next, she was suddenly outside, but she didn't know how she got there. There were more large orbs of light, egg-shaped beings standing around. Egg-shaped beings? Did they describe that any better than that, Katie?
Yeah, the orbs of light were like egg-shaped and large, and then the beings were standing around them.
Oh, with beings standing around them. So the beings were more like humanoid.
Yes.
Okay. They are at various spots in the yard at the same time. At the same time, they all seem to line up and slide to the left, back to this egg-shaped thing in front of me. They were smaller than me. Oh, okay. Shorter. I thought they looked like children.
Were they doing the electric slide by chance?
Boogie, woogie, woogie. Bullet-shaped. They were bullet-shaped children. Oh, so they were kind of weird-shaped. Bigger in the head and getting narrow at the feet. Oh, that's kind of weird looking. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down, I guess. I couldn't see much detail, mostly just silhouettes. Eventually, she hears someone say it's over, and she immediately starts to think of her children, hoping they are okay. Whatever was speaking to her assured her that they were. She got up and walked to the house, finding her mother standing in a trance. Her memory was foggy of what had just happened, but for whatever reason, she decided to leave to go to the neighbor's house again. Upon her arrival back there, her neighbors were upset she didn't call them right away like she said she would. She had been gone 2 hours, though. Debbie felt as though it had only been about 15 to 20 minutes, so there's lost time in there. Debbie apologized and said she really didn't feel like working anymore and invited them back to swim in their pool. So back to Debbie's place they went. They saw Debbie's father pulling into the driveway as they prepared to swim. He got home every night at 11:10 p.m. It was only 8 p.m. when they left the neighbors to come swimming. They had mysteriously lost 3 hours of time with no explanation. As they were getting in the pool, the teenager screamed in pain, saying her foot felt like it was burning. Once they were all in the pool, all of them were overcome with a feeling of dizziness and nausea. They decided to call it a night and all went to bed. The next morning, Debbie woke to eyes so swollen she could not open them. A doctor told her she had injuries a welder would get from welding without protection. They took several weeks to heal, and she has been extremely sensitive to light ever since. The family dog died just a few months later. The vet reported that the dog seemed to be about 20 years old despite it being 6 years old. There was a spot in the yard that would not grow grass for several years following the incident. Snow would melt and not accumulate on it in the winter, and animals would walk around the spot. In the spring, the only plant it would grow was giant dandelions. One year, the dry dirt had a large crack in it. Debbie decided to poke in it with a 12-inch ruler, only to drop it and never find it again. Their tomato plants by the pool house were also ruined for years. They would grow extra large but were too acidic to be eaten. Bud Hopkins would eventually do a thorough investigation of the incident and write a book, Intruders, The Incredible Visitations of Copley Woods. Debbie and her sister also wrote a book together, Abducted, The Story of the Intruders Continues. Oh, so their story went on. I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think?
She had this horrifying experience and then went swimming.
Well, no, here's the thing. She doesn't remember the experience. She didn't remember the experience until over a week later.
How did she? Was it hypnosis or one of those stupid things?
You'd have to ask Katie. The bearded picker is saying, "What up, Cowboy Steve?"
Who's the bearded picker? I never heard of that guy.
No, that's the guy right there.
Some dick, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Scott?
I think it was a lost time scenario.
Yeah.
Lost. Well, so, but what brought on the memories again?
Well, that was just the mother of Debbie, that it took her a week to remember why she had called Debbie back to the house. But the only things Debbie didn't really remember was when she was like down on the ground in the garage from that electric fist or whatever.
It's a weird story.
It was very weird. It definitely, once it got investigated and there was some hype around it, she definitely took it to the alien abduction angle for sure.
Now, has anybody been able to come out and say like this is definitively a hoax, or?
No, I did not see anything like that, but I personally wasn't super convinced. She eventually
I'll do
out.
it if nobody else wants to.
Yeah, go for it. Let's fucking debunk this shit.
I mean, let's see here. She was missing for 2 hours and felt like it was 20 minutes. Then invited the neighbors over to go swimming. They missed 3 hours of time, so now we're at 5 hours. So what time did all this shit start? Because they said that Dad got home at 11.
Yeah.
They said that they went to the pool at around 8. They lost 3 hours of time.
Going to the pool or once they were in the pool?
They went to the pool at 8 o'clock. So they got into the pool around 8 o'clock and then lost 3 hours of time. And then the father came home around 11:10.
And they weren't just like lost track of time swimming?
Probably drinking.
Being teenagers.
It was all very confusing. And I read her firsthand account of like her sitting down and typing a summary of what happened. And I agree. There were some holes where it's kind of like, I don't know. It didn't all add up.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like something could have possibly happened that was strange. And then once she got a little attention for it, she kind of ran with it.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'd go with.
Yep.
Because there was another story 6 years before that when she was only 17. she had a random lost pregnancy that she tried to describe as weird. And like she knew she was pregnant, and then she went to a different doctor and they told her she wasn't. And then she went back to the first, and she made it seem like, an alien took her baby. That was her story.
Oh, dude.
But
Ooh.
I didn't buy it.
So she's prone to
Stories.
this sort of thing. I'm not going to say telling stories because we don't know. Obviously, you can't prove a negative. You can't prove she hoaxed any of it because there's no evidence.
But one could also say that in abduction cases and cases where aliens visit a single person or whatever, that there's many events over a spread out amount of time. So maybe it is possible that she was being visited over the years and impregnated and studied and experimented on.
It is possible. I mean, I'm not going to say that's not within the realm of possibility, but say no to Quaaludes? Fuck no. Wait a minute. No. Say yes.
He's more on your page than you think he is. He just doesn't do Quaaludes.
Say yes to Quaaludes.
And both of you are also showing your age right now.
Quaaludes, are they still around?
No.
I mean, do people still do those?
No.
I remember back in high school, that was the thing.
I know.
At least that's the thing they warned
I
us
never had
about.
the
I never
chance.
partook.
I never had the chance. So, yeah, no, I definitely think that there's some tomfuckery going on with this story. I think it's an interesting story, and that's what I think that a lot of these things are, just interesting stories.
What year did this take place?
It was 1983. June 30th, 1983.
There was one credible detail. There were a few neighbors that did report seeing strange lights that night. And there was one neighbor that had even considered calling 911 because they thought something really weird was going on. So that was the only okay.
I mean, that gives it a little bit, but it's the store. The story's kind of just weird.
I don't know.
All around.
June 11th, 1982. Anyone?
No.
The day that the movie E.T. premiered.
So you're saying this?
Well, I'm saying whenever the story started about strange lights in the pool house, it kind of rang a familiar bell.
Yeah.
And I was like, did she lure something out with Reese's Pieces?
But like I was saying though, the fact that Katie was saying that the neighbors reported seeing some lights too, that's kind of, I mean, it gives it a little bit, but I just don't know.
Were the neighbors' lights also egg-shaped?
I don't know. Honestly, there really wasn't a whole lot on this topic. Like, I really only had a few sources, and the major one was from her herself. So,
yeah, it looks like, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but it looks like a cash grab to me on their part. Like, it looks like, let's write a couple books, let's get some money, let's tell a story.
Who was the guy who wrote the original book? I've heard of him before. He's written on other topics too.
The investigator.
Bud Hopkins.
Yeah, Bud Hopkins. He's done a lot of stuff. Or I don't know that he's any. I think he's no longer with us, but
yeah. I don't know that this story holds like a lot of water for me personally.
I mean, it'd be interesting if there was, like the doctor that said she had injuries like a welder would have. Like, is that documented anywhere? Did the doctor go on record, stating that? Or is it just, she said the doctor said this?
I don't know. I think the biggest source is that book that guy wrote, and I obviously did not read that. So I think if somebody would have investigated into it that far, it would have been him. So that might be in that book.
And if he investigated in that far and didn't find any evidence of the doctor actually writing anything down, he would have left that out of the book, I'm sure.
Right.
So,
well, the guy, the Bud Hopkins, I'm sure, was very pro this story. I'm gonna say most of those people are. Any of those people that swoop in to write a book, Steve?
Well, Bud Hopkins he's well known in that field in the UFO community. I don't know what his reputation is. I've been out of it for so long,
but I mean,
just
most
know
of
the
those
name.
guys, when you say if they're going into, look into this
Sure.
story, a lot of those guys in the UFO community, or women for that matter, are going into it with the slant of this is real.
Well, they have to.
Well, no,
This
they
is
don't.
real.
They don't have to.
They don't have to, but This Is Real sells more books than This Was Probably Not
Yeah,
Real.
and that's the thing, and that's what we've learned is that This Is Real sells more than This Is Bullshit.
Frank Smith's over in the chat talking about leprechauns.
Well, listen, don't judge. How can you judge?
Because he says we people. With the we people.
I think this is more important. What the bearded picker has to say, that is the
I
truth.
don't think
Steve has
anything
been out of it. Steve has been out of it for a long time. Bearded picker, I am on your side.
I don't think anything that Bearded Picker has
Okay.
said tonight.
I have a red flag
What's the red flag?
with this story.
Oh, okay. Not with the bearded picker.
No.
Oh, I have a big red flag, and I'm going to discuss that on Tuesday morning. with Mr. Bearded Picker.
Bearded picker, I'm on your side. If there's anything I can do to support your cause, I can help you out.
One of the things that
Mr. Alcorn
Mr. Bud Hopkins was known for was for being a amateur hypnotist.
Ooh.
Yes.
And he would use that technique to draw out memories from alien abductees.
Ah, there we have it. Old Bud.
Old buddy.
Old Bud did the old
I knew,
hypnotism.
but I mean, I've heard of Bud Hopkins.
I'll
before,
bet you
I
if we
just
look
don't
into
remember.
this even more, this is my assumption, so this is my own personal opinion. This is not, I don't know if this is the truth, but I think if we look into this a little more, we will find that Bud Hopkins, during these hypnotism sessions, guided them to these
Probably
conclusions. That is my opinion and my guess.
But is there any evidence that he hypnotized Debbie?
I don't know. But he was the investigator, so.
And if that was his mode of investigation, I'm sure it happened.
And he wrote a book on it.
Yeah.
Bud Hopkins has passed, hasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
The whole hypnotism thing stinks. There's very few cases of hypnotism where I go, there's some validity or there's something here. One of them is the shit. Now I can't think of them. The couple.
Betty and Barney Hill.
Yeah, Betty and Barney Hill. That one, I think, has some validity.
Some.
But by and large, these cases of hypnotism where people are recalling all of these events of being abducted or having these UFO encounters, alien encounters, I don't really buy into them. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't. I'm personally not a fan of the whole hypnotism movement.
Well, it's not scientifically proven to be anything other than suggested memories, you know.
And here it is. Bearded Picker fucking with it again. Bud Hopkins died in 2001.
Why are you giving that guy any credit?
Bearded Picker.
He seems to be
on
an
point.
internet troll
On
of some
point.
sort.
I think Steve's getting nervous about losing his position.
My position as internet troll?
No, on this show to Bearded Picker. He's doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah.
He actually researched something for us. I do not do that.
No, Steve used
Not
to be
anymore.
a fine investigator.
I did research tonight, just not on this topic.
Oh, what'd you research?
Time travel. I was telling you before the show.
Oh yeah, the time
Very
travel.
interesting story. We should do a show on that sometime.
On
Yeah.
time travel? Yeah. That's
No,
an original idea.
not. We're not going to go back to Teeter.
No, fuck no.
We've done enough Teeter. We're going to do Totter this time.
Yeah. No, Steve found an interesting one. It may not be a very big story. But it's an interesting one. He sent it to me this afternoon, so it's something I'll look into. Throw Katie's way. And
Well,
go over it.
it's an area of the country you're familiar with. So
Right, it's around me. It's from Woburn, Mass. So, I love time travel stuff. So it's definitely something we'll look into. But yeah, I'm glad that you did a little bit of research, Steve.
On a
Look at
totally
you go.
wrong topic, but
Yeah,
you did it.
nothing for tonight. But you didn't know what tonight's topic was.
Yeah, because you never tell me.
I try not to. And I have my reasons for that. My reasons are pretty solid when it comes to not telling you about the topic, Steve.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't do any research anyhow. So
Well,
that's
there's that.
one reason.
There's that, and then there is that there are things that I enjoy having you and Matt experience. So therefore, like for the first time, like the Stainer Brothers, when we did the Stainer Brothers episode, I enjoyed the way you didn't know much about, neither one of you knew much of anything about it, et cetera, et cetera.
Were they wrestlers?
No, they were not. But it's stuff like that I enjoy, like introducing to you guys. So in that aspect, plus you fucking could fuck up a wet dream, Steve. If I tell you about shit beforehand, you'll be like, "Oh, really? Tell me more." You put that fucking.
I don't do that.
Oh, fucking yes, you do. Holy shit, you do. That's why I can't tell you anything. I can't tell you if we're doing any can't tell you little bits we're doing. I can't I couldn't talk to you about the trivia thing that we did before once. I can't tell you
That was
anything.
good. I have to admit that trivia with Fasano, that one, that was good.
Went over good.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he'd respond back to me after asking me when I wanted to do the show an hour after we finished.
He's busy. He's busy with a skunk ape following him, and apparently throwing logs in front of a camera that he didn't see.
Tim, buddy. I didn't see. I didn't do Squatchable last night with Richard because I was busy playing games with my son, and I didn't want to stop. So I just, I messaged him. I was like, "Yeah, not tonight, dude. I've got too much shit going on." So I missed said Tim Fasano video.
Oh, you got to go watch it. It's good.
Is it good,
well,
Matt?
Phil's version of it.
Matt, I like Phil did a breakdown of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
That's the one I watched.
Oh no.
He let it play in real time though.
Oh, I'm sure he fucking did. Did he do it like the Dog Man one?
Not as comical, but it gives Fasano a little bit of credit.
Oh God Almighty.
How he's a great, skunk ape investigator and all.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was. I've been enjoying Phil's new videos since his release back into the YouTube world.
Yeah. And Phil had told me he was going to do a Fasano breakdown. I knew it was coming. Yep. Or whatever he's going to call it, if commentary or whatnot. Fuck Dean Cooper. Phil broke it to pieces. Well, I mean,
why doesn't Dean just change his name to Fuck Dean Cooper?
He should.
Yeah.
Just change it on YouTube to Fuck Dean Cooper.
Change it on Facebook too. People.
Sure. Fuck Dean Cooper.
I read a comment that you wrote to Mr. Cooper the other day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you mean about Ellen DeGeneres?
Yes. I read that.
Yeah, because I have a serious problem with people who fucking lose their shit over the fact that she sat with George W. Bush. I'd sit and have a fucking beer with George W. Bush at this point. He looks fun. He looks fun.
He doesn't.
I don't
do
fucking play
anymore.
golf. I would golf all day with that motherfucker.
Well,
I bet you he is a riot.
I think the whole thing is where your politics lie, and apparently
who gives a sweet shit?
Apparently,
I don't fucking care.
From where that post was headed, I'm assuming that Dean agrees with the gentleman. That I'm hoping not, but I'm assuming he agrees with the gentleman of the YouTube video he shared.
Yeah,
where George Bush is a war criminal and all that bullshit. But,
yeah.
So is every other president that ever,
Yeah. So
you
is
think about
Obama
it.
then.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you think of it that way, yeah, it would be deplorable if that were true.
Mhm.
But
I think it's fucking
who
asinine.
gives? Yeah, we talk a lot on this show about coming together and not separating, and that is separating. That's the mentality.
There's
that we're
no
trying-
need for it. So she fucking sat and watched a football game with George W. Bush.
and had a hell of a time. It looked like.
Gives a fuck.
And they both of them recognized at the time, because you could tell by the looks on their face and the things they were posting, and she was panning around and showed him over there, and they knew that there was going to be some controversy of them sitting together.
Absolutely.
And they made light of it.
And who gives a fuck?
Like, you've never been in a situation where you were like sitting or standing next to somebody that had differing politics and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
But because they're known, it's all of a sudden a big deal.
Yeah. And like I've said many times, Matt and I don't share exactly the same types of political views. Steve and I don't share all the time the same types of political or whatever views. I'm sure Katie differs from all three of us.
I'm a Republican.
It's stupid to act like we should just divide ourselves.
Republicanitarian. That's what I am.
Okay, so you can sit in your own little section. But I don't see the division as a good thing. And people who want to promote it and act like it's a good idea that we should separate these people. I mean, how about this? How about she should sit down and talk with him, and maybe by talking with him and being friends with him, she can change his fucking mind.
I hope she does.
How about that?
Or maybe he can change her mind.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's happening. But
Well, yeah, because never mind.
you got to understand that.
I'm just saying,
Have you seen-
on the
wait a
grand
minute,
scale of things,
Matt,
he was
Matt.
the leader of the free world, and she's a fucking comedian and talk show host.
Matt,
Right.
I don't see them on the same level as politicians.
He isn't going
Sorry.
to change her mind, Matt. Have you seen Portia?
I thought they split up.
No, they're still together.
Oh.
That was one.
Well, I
of the
wasn't
things
even
she said when
talking
she
about
talked
that.
about it.
I'm saying, for all we know, George Bush has the same exact political views as her. Like, we don't really know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And people jump to these conclusions, and they just, they make it out like this horrifying fucking thing. Like, really? It's not horrible.
I don't know who that guy that did that video was, but that was probably the only video of his I'll ever watch.
Probably some guy that is no longer on YouTube.
No, I'm going to guess he's still on YouTube. But it's just the political climate nowadays is to be that way, and I don't like it.
I violated Facebook's community standards.
What?
Congratulations.
Did you get put in Facebook jail?
I popped my community standards, Jerry.
Did you get put in Facebook jail?
No.
Oh.
They did not suspend my account or anything, thankfully. And it was one of those things that I had. I knew better than to post it. I thought it was funny.
Anyway.
I did it anyway because I don't give a fuck. And it's that meme that's going around with the woman with the Danny DeVito mask on her face.
I missed it.
And it says Tranny DeVito.
Darn it, that would have been good to see.
Yeah, so they ripped that down. But
yeah, why?
It violates community standards.
Is there a list of these community standards somewhere that we can view?
No.
Oh.
No, they don't give you any.
Huh.
But they expect you to follow them. Yeah. And then when you get a strike, to something that you had no idea that you were going to break a rule, you now have a strike going towards your account being taken away when you didn't know in the first place.
Now, the one thing I do agree with that Dean said, not that the point of the video was this, because I don't believe the point of the video was that. I believe the point of the video was division. But rich people do belong to a club that we don't belong to. That's absolutely true.
Okay, wait a minute.
But that wasn't the point of that video.
Let's clarify. There's a percentage of rich people.
Right.
that
Yes.
belong to a club that we don't belong to.
And never will.
That's
I don't know, Steve.
yeah, you're on your way there, Bob.
Yeah.
You're buying that Yeti mic, dude. Like, don't even try to blow smoke up our ass. I'm gonna see that fucker within a week.
I already bought my stand while we were doing the show, my scissor arm. But I don't know if I'm going to buy the Blue Yeti yet. So
No, I think you should.
we'll see.
I think you should go for it.
It looks awesome.
Give it hell, Steve.
Well, I'm
You're
waiting for
doing
Matt
well.
to do a
You're
full
doing well,
review.
buddy. Do something nice for yourself.
I'm waiting for my wife told me to go ahead and buy it, but
It's an investment
Yeah.
and a
Into
tax
what?
write-off for you.
Yeah.
it's why YouTube's not a business. I don't make any money.
But you do instructional videos. That's part of your business.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't charge for them.
Do that shit.
You
Should
don't
I
have to
charge for
charge
them?
for it.
But should I?
Do people charge me to watch commercials?
No.
I wish they
What?
would.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to show you guys what this thing looks like. It's awesome. Hold on.
Yeah, it's probably the Blue Compass boom arm.
Which one are you getting?
No, not
show
the
it.
arm. The mic.
Oh, you're getting the mic. Which mic you getting?
If I do, I'll get the Yeti.
Oh,
X.
you're gonna show the listeners.
Yes, because
Oh.
this thing is awesome.
Oh, okay. All right.
Huh.
Hold on.
You're gonna
What does
show
it look
you're gonna
like,
show-
Steve?
You're gonna show the
Well,
listeners
you know,
what
if
Matt's.
Matt would go on camera.
I don't have a camera.
He buys an expensive mic.
I have a PlayStation camera. Does that count?
That's the old one, isn't it?
No,
No,
that's not
that's
the
new.
old.
That's the new
That's the new
That's
one.
the new
This
one.
is for Best Buy has them. So this is from the Best Buy site. But ooh, look
Oh,
at
okay.
her. She looks like she knows what she's doing.
Okay.
But it lights up. See it?
Yeah.
Right there. It
Yeah.
lights up
Yeah.
and
I
stuff.
see that it lights up, Steve. That's impressive. It's nice.
That
Oh,
looks the same. But here's the
Oh.
impressive part. It comes with this software.
yeah.
That I like. Okay.
And the software is way more in depth than that.
yeah, it's way more. I mean, I've been looking into
Gives
it.
you way more options.
Yeah, that's like 1/3 of the actual screen.
Wow. I'm in.
I think we
I'm
should
in.
all get it.
Don't get it for the lights and all that crap.
No.
Like it
dude,
has
the
like
thing I
actual
noticed-
specs.
no.
No,
listen,
here's.
the
I'll tell you.
thing that I noticed was when you came in into the fucking chat.
Yeah.
It was your
First
voice.
thing You started talking. You were clear. I mean, you're always clear, but there was a crispness that you didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
Matt,
There's a real
when you
professional
turn-
quality about it.
When you turn the mute on, does it sound like this?
I don't know. Let's
hear that
let's
clunk?
find out.
Yeah, it's better.
It's a little better. Yeah,
It's a little better.
That's one thing that would impress me.
It's
is
still
if
a
they could-
button. However, I can mute it from the software
Oh.
with a click of the mouse.
Ooh.
Well, that's no different than muting in here then. So
Right. So it doesn't really matter if the button makes noise anymore.
because I kind of like the button, and I used to use it a lot, but it comes across on camera.
Yeah. Well,
sure.
and then that is a problem. But however, it does it gives you a cough button or whatever.
However, here is something that they're not really mentioning or putting out there, which I found kind of interesting. The software is not Blue microphone software. It's actually a Logitech suite that controls all Logitech devices,
Can I use it with my old?
and the microphone has been added to that software.
Nice.
So I guess Blue has a deal with Logitech.
Well, that's
And I
nice.
think like the different like LED lights like Steve was showing you and everything, you can change and customize all those
Yeah.
lights. And I think maybe they partnered with Logitech on this microphone.
Mine are going to stay green, but
Because Logitech does a lot of that LED stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So like if you have certain keyboards and certain, certain mouse or whatever, you can also use this software to like control that stuff and customize it.
well,
It's
that does make
definitely
it
aimed
worth it more.
towards content creators and streamers and gamers and stuff like that.
And yeah, it sounds fucking amazing.
All right, you've convinced me.
Pull the trigger, Steve.
Definitely sounds amazing.
After I make sure 100% and talk to my wife first. Yes, I will. She told
You
me.
know, The bearded picker.
Yeah.
Don't cheap out, Steve.
Don't cheap out, Steve.
He tells me that all the time. I mean,
Don't.
that internet troll that I don't know tells me that every once in a while.
Don't cheap out, Steve. The bearded picker has spoken.
He's
Bearded
a
picker,
wise man.
you have a spot in our chat room every Sunday night, buddy.
Pretty soon you're going
Sunday
to have
night.
my spot on the show. He thought about doing a paranormal or a Bigfoot channel. And I told him it's probably not a good idea.
And well, the thing is on YouTube, it just doesn't. They don't do well. There are people who do well with them. Matt does well with the Bigfoot Outlaws. There are some other people that do well with some shows, but by and large, they don't really take off. This show's taking off far better on Anchor.
It's not even that. It's the community, and I'm like, it's a rough community. I mean, any paranormal, UFO, Bigfoot shit, it's a rough community.
Yeah, we struggle for views on this show on YouTube.
It's not the views, it's the assholes that are in the community.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, as far like with Anchor, the growth compared to YouTube is so impressive at this point.
Look, we got Dean Cooper in the chat. I mean,
I'm blown away by the growth that we've had on
Anchor's
on the actual podcast.
We had over 500 last week, right?
Yeah, it was 563 downloads last week on Anchor. And the way we're trending at this point is just
okay.
I mean,
the bearded picker has convinced me to get the new blue Yeti X, so I can do it for the Thursday and Tuesday show.
I pay for stream.
Not the Sunday show. He does pay for it.
I want to. All right, so bearded picker, I want to pay for StreamYard, and the reason being is because tonight I was going to try out dual streaming. I was going to dual stream from to YouTube and to the Fortean Slip Facebook page. I went to do it, and it said, "Well, you have to upgrade for this feature," and I haven't done it yet. And
if
I want
you do
to.
it now, though, you'll get it at the cheaper price, and I think because they're going to put that to the professional level, and if you don't do it at the professional level, eventually, if you don't pay for it now, you can get it at the basic level.
Right. But Frank Smith, I love the Bigfoot Outlaws. Thank you, Frank.
We love you, Frank.
I watched one show of the Bigfoot Outlaws, and that's before. That was in the old days. Let's put it that way. Not the old days, but like 2 years ago. Great show.
Okay, Steve.
Easy, Steve.
You know how many Squatchables I've watched?
0.
Half of one.
A half of one.
Great show, Richard.
I like doing the Squatchable with Richard. It's fun.
I did watch one of your other shows with Holly though.
Slip into the night with I really enjoy Slip into the Night with Holly because it gives me a different outlet. It gives me the ability to talk about the things that we could talk about on this show, but it would be a lot more boring in this format, I think, and you guys aren't as into those topics as I am, so I just wanted to do it in a different format. I like doing that show with her. It's a lot of fun.
Holly seemed to really know her stuff. I mean, I didn't listen to more than 15 minutes of it because I was busy, but
yeah, no,
it was really good. And she said vibrator.
yeah, she did. Yes, she did. She's very knowledgeable. She goes to a lot of classes. She goes to a lot of like shaman seminars and weekend getaways where they go through all kinds of different classes and stuff. She's very knowledgeable on the subjects, and she's college educated. So I mean, she's great to talk to. There she is. Thanks, Steve. From Holly. I mean, in doing the shows it's like I said, it's a great outlet for me to be able to get those topics out. And I think it attracts a different type of listener base too. And which I've had people say to me, I've checked out the Fortean Slip. I like it. I like the way you guys joke around and have fun, but I like that a little better because it's more in depth. It's more cerebral than what you guys do over there, which is more, You guys are just having fun joking around.
Fucking locker room humor is all we do here.
It's not even so much locker room humor. It's just that we just like to have fun. We just like to talk like we normally would if we were going to just talk about these subjects. It's a hang. This is a hang. You know, we get together on Sunday nights, we hang out, and we talk about these weird ass fucking subjects. You know, sometimes we're like, we don't know. This could be something. This could be something there. Tonight we talked about something that we don't know, and we're pretty sure it's bullshit. For the most part, I think we're all on that page. There's probably not much there to the Copley Woods incident, but you know, we're not. It's not a very in-depth as far as like, but however, we do have in-depth discussions on this show. That does happen. It isn't like we don't. No, that's a nice look, Steve. I like that. And capture that. I need to screen capture that one.
He went from a ponder to a snarl.
Yeah, I mean,
Got it yet?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's not it, Two-Face.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do the ponder again.
The ponder?
Hmm.
Come on,
that
Steve.
good?
Pull it out.
Yeah, you don't really
Pull it
need
out.
the finger to sell it.
Oh,
Now
wait
you
a
just
minute.
look sad.
Wait a minute. Rain Dog. This is a new one. I don't know if we've ever seen Rain Dog. Hey, guys. Long-time listener, long-term fan of the show, and the Sweetwater legend in particular.
I think we're all huge fans of the Sweetwater legend.
You kind of have to be. I mean, that's my take on it.
When you're referring to the Sweetwater legend, you're referring to me as a person, right?
Sure.
Yeah, if that's what you want to think.
Yeah, if you mean the extension of yourself, then yes.
I'm a fan of it myself, so.
I'm sure you are. Yeah.
Should get a T-shirt made up.
Rain Dog loves us guys.
Look at his icon, or what do they call that? Is that an icon?
How do you know it's a him? It could be a her.
It's Rain Dog.
That could very well.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Rain Dog could mean anything. If now it said Rain Dog DAWG, I'd be more inclined to believe you.
Let me find out. Let me do some investigative reporting.
You're gonna do some investigating?
Hey, Rain
On
Dog,
show?
you a guy or a girl? There we go. Aha! See?
It's a him, Steve. You are vindicated. However,
because it's a dog with a green umbrella in the rain.
I don't think you should make those assumptions.
No woman would post that.
Why not?
I don't know.
No woman would post a dog in galoshes.
No, not that dog.
Okay.
Not that particular dog. No.
Why not?
Because it's a man dog.
I disagree with you, Steve.
I forgot we had a woman on the show.
It was a very cute dog.
She's like, that's my profile pic on Twitter, bitch.
You seen her new profile pic? Her and her fucking goat. It's great.
Staring into the eyes of Beelzebub. Yeah,
that's right. She's staring in the eyes of the dark pit of the soul of a goat.
I love that goat.
Square
so much.
pupils.
That's so cute, though. I was telling you, I can't get into goats, but I mean, my daughter, I took her to a farm for goats a couple of times, or with goats a couple of times. She fucking loves them things, just loves them, and so I totally get it. They're just not for me.
If God forbid Katie ever leaves the show as the producer, what animal is the next person gonna love? Because we had ferret loving Richard on. Mm-hmm. Now we have goat loving Katie.
I'm pretty sure her animal's ducks.
Too.
Oh, that's right, ducks.
Yeah.
I forgot.
You got the ducks. Although Richard informed me that he's taking care of a friend's ferret right now, and that ferret is making him question his love of ferrets.
He should have questioned that a long time ago.
I'm just saying, this is what I've been told by the man himself. This ferret is very unruly. Very unruly.
It was probably the upbringing of the ferret.
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah. It's the owners, the
You think
bad owners.
You think
It's probably just like a squirrel with mange.
Probably not even.
it's a chupacabra?
I think by now Richard would be able to tell, but then again,
Richard has an actual chupacabra in his house and he doesn't even know it. That would be hilarious. He gives it back to his friend. His friend's like, "Hey man, thanks for taking care of that. That was really important." Dude, it was just a ferret.
By the lack of response from Richard, I'm going to assume that he went to bed.
Yeah, I would assume so. It gets late for him to listen to this show, so I don't blame him. He's got that 5-hour time difference. So right now it's like what? Fucking after midnight for him. Fuck Dean Cooper. My family had a pet goat. Then we ate it.
Why would you say that?
Same thing happened to all the little Easter
Dean
ducks
Cooper.
and chicks.
There you go, Katie. Say that again, Katie. I didn't hear it.
I said, yeah, fuck Dean Cooper.
Yeah, my family just went to the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't eaten goat.
Actually, that's not entirely true. I had my grandfather when I was really young. He raised birds, and he would behead the chickens in the front yard
and let them run around and scare the piss out of you.
Pretty much, yeah. And then they'd pluck them and fucking cook them and the whole 9 yards.
I mean, we went hunting and stuff, so I guess that's not entirely true, but we didn't kill and eat any of our pets.
Yeah. The only
that's
thing I
the
ever
rule.
saw.
You can't name it.
Yeah.
You can't
the only
eat
thing,
something you've named.
The only thing I ever saw with that was the chickens. Other than that, I never saw anything slaughtered.
You got to eat chickens, though. You got to kill them little bastards.
And my grandfather had like before I was born, they had a full farm. That's how they made their money. And then he wound up going to work for a company, and he still did stuff. He raised birds and made money selling birds to farmers and shit. So I was around a long time.
I have eaten lamb. Is that a bad thing, Katie?
I mean, I'll try any meat. I've eaten duck. Truth be told, they're delicious. I love my ducks, but
I've eaten duck.
It is really good, but I wouldn't eat my duck
before, but not a lot of it.
Turducken.
I know my dad had cooked some up when I was young. It's not something I've ever had a lot of.
Rabbit, though. Mm.
Oh, my fucking old man hit a fucking rabbit once with the car and then fucking cooked it. I was like, I can't remember how old I was, and I was just like, really? I was young, and I was looking at my father like, really, Dad?
Rabbit's tasty, though.
Dude, fucking
short. Very difficult to make like a meal out of one, though.
Yeah, and this was
I
when
don't
he
know.
hit
Some rabbits get big.
Yeah, this was a bigger rabbit for sure. And we do get some pretty monster-sized rabbits up here. But still, I was just like, you hit the fucking thing with the car, Dad.
Yeah, pretty common thing in this part of the United States.
Yeah, I'm going to say, what's so wrong about that? My grandma hit a deer, and we called the game commission. They said, take it. So we did.
Oh, yeah. Most people, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
When
so
they
what's
hit,
the difference? What's the difference between rabbit and deer?
There's not much there.
Yeah.
And when you hit it, and when you hit something,
typically whenever a car impacts an animal.
And with a rabbit, it's gonna kind of go under the wheel, Steve. Do you get where I'm going with this?
So you had rabbit pancake.
I don't remember it.
Crunchy rabbit.
I was really young. I remember it happening. My father was always doing weird shit like that when I was young.
How did I guess that Dean Cooper was a vegetarian? I just knew it.
He said he ate goat like 20 seconds ago.
Fuck Dean Cooper. The eating of our pets is one of the reasons I'm a vegetarian. Strip the guts out of a few pets and it affects you. Well,
I still eat.
Your parents were horrible people, Dean.
Those mountain folk.
Fuck your parents.
I take back my fuck you, Dean Cooper.
I grew up on a farm. We ate all the pets except the cats and dogs. Yeah. Everything else got eaten.
I mean, listen.
That's why we had them.
60 years ago? How fucking old are you? 200? Jesus
Well, look at this
Christ.
picture. He's got to be at least 200.
He just woke up from a 150-year nap.
Fucking Rip Van Winkle. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anymore. 67?
Times what? Come on, Dean. You're fudging a little bit. Come on. You've been wait. He's trying to let us think that he's been a vegetarian for 60 years, since he was 7 years old. Ain't no kid in the world.
I think what he's saying is that's when it happened, Steve.
All right.
It was 60 years ago was when it was going on.
All right. Well, 60 years ago.
I hate to clarify for the fuck, but it is what it is. You get what you get, Steve. Steve, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, buddy, you'll find you get what you need.
Is that some sort of lyrics to a song?
Fucking Christ. Rolling Stones, Steve.
Ooh, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah. One could say that the Rolling Stones are good.
I've heard of them.
So has Phil Poling. Inside humor there.
Yes.
They
Good old Phil.
They gather no moss. I do know that.
The Me Too movement man of the Fortean community. Phil Poling. Hi, I'm Phil. Do you have breasts?
And the thing is, he doesn't. If you say that to him, he'll say, "Yep, that's who I am."
Oh, he doesn't make any excuses for it. No,
zero,
none. He's Phil's an interesting egg, in my opinion.
Yeah, bearded picker's comment up.
Okay, working on it. I had Steve listening to Five Finger Death Punch. Hey, Five Finger Death Punch,
had
good.
Me trapped. This man had me trapped in a van in California in Death Valley, and I had to listen to Five Finger Death Punch.
Little Bad Company, Wrong Side of Heaven. What are we going with? Bearded Picker, give me the Bearded Picker. Give me the playlist because I need to know what the fuck went down. I need to know what Five Finger Death Punch. I need to know if you threw some Avenged Sevenfold in there, a little fucking Bat Country. Show us your tits.
Huh? Who wrote that?
The Colonel. Dude, are you like the Colonel from from Boogie Nights? Do you want like some fucking underage boys or what?
I thought he was from KFC, but now I'm
beginning to fucking wonder. You fucking hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein's plane or what, Colonel? Wash it all away. That's a good one.
Is that good?
I think.
I don't remember. I tuned it all out.
Five Finger Death Punch is good. I don't give a fuck what it is.
If you ride with that guy, you're holding on for dear life.
Blue on black? Little blue on black? Blue on black, tears on the river. Come on, Steve.
Seriously, though, we're riding through Death Valley, California, and he's like,
listen, Bearded Picker, this is where I almost have to draw a line in the sand. If fucking Avenged Sevenfold Bat Country did not come on the fucking radio when you guys were in Death Valley heading out to fucking Vegas or back to Vegas,
away from Vegas at the time,
whichever way, Bat Country. That's all I mean. I have a great deal of respect for the Bearded Picker at this point. Hail to the King. I can give him Hail to the King. Hail to the King is a fucking great tune. Great tune. Did you blast him out with it? I hope he blasted you out of that fucking van with it. I really do.
I tuned it out.
How can you tune out fucking Hail to the King?
I don't know. I was chatting with somebody else named Chris York at the time, telling him I was going through Death Valley.
Yeah,
you were sending me movie clips of some, I don't know.
Oh, from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yeah, of course I was. Well, that son of a bitch sees them damn bats.
Can we talk about something else?
Why?
I don't know, because
I think that the fact that you've been cultured with a little bit of fucking Avenged Sevenfold and some fucking Five Finger Death Punch, I think this is good, Steve. This is fucking good shit.
I listen to Ronnie Millsap.
I know.
That's what I do.
That's the problem. I mean, a little bit
What's
of fucking
Smoky Mountain
a little
Rain,
avenged, a little fucking five finger.
Stranger in My House. I mean, good stuff.
I think we could get you listening to some better music.
Yeah, well,
Little Volbeat.
seems like I picked my friends. They're like the exact opposite of I am.
They're the exact opposite of you.
Yeah, you aren't nothing like me.
No. Why is it wrong to listen
say it
to
was
different
wrong.
types of music?
I'm not. I'm all for diversity.
Okay.
I spoke about that earlier. I just don't care for it.
You just like separate drinking fountains? What? I mean, what the fuck are you
didn't
trying
say-
to say, Steve?
I tried to change the subject and you wouldn't let me.
We're talking about music.
Yeah, I didn't say there was anything wrong with it.
Okay.
I enjoy.
So what? So,
a
but
little
then
bit
you
of
have
it
to
that
bring
I
up
remember.
that the people that you're friends with, you're listening.
Everything that I do is like opposite of what you would do. You can't disagree with that.
Yeah, but I don't. But I think you being introduced to something and enjoying it, and maybe getting a little bit more rounded in what you listen to, is not a
I
horrible
listen to
thing. I think
all
it's a good thing.
I listen to all sorts of music.
Little Seven Dust.
Never heard of them.
That's right. That's right, and that's a
Sounds-
problem.
That sounds Satan.
Little Angel's
Do
Son.
do you listen to anything outside of the contemporary country genre?
Actually, if you get in my car right now, Sirius Radio is tuned to Willie's Roadhouse. If that tells you anything.
I knew that, by the way. Him and Willie. See, this is the other thing. This baffles me. He listens to Willie's Roadhouse. Never smoked a joint in his life. Well, maybe one.
What?
Maybe like a puff. Maybe like fucking.
He
Bill
walked
Clinton.
through a cloud of smoke as he turned the corner at the school.
I tried it once, didn't care for it. That was enough.
Fucking yes. Yeah, that needs to go up. Definitely, yeah. Next visit with Steve. This is from the Bearded Picker, introducing him to the Insane Clown Posse. Fucking, we need to make Steve a juggalo for life. He needs to be down with the clown until he's dead in the ground. That's all I got to say.
I've owned some Insane Clown Posse stuff.
You need to be a juggalo. We need
but I
this to
sold
happen.
it. I sold it on eBay.
He took you to a fucking dispensary in Vegas?
Yes.
And
apparently there's a whole Vegas trip that
I'm
we
just
haven't
finding
heard
out about this now.
I went to a dispensary in Vegas. It was like a disco. It was really cool. I didn't buy anything.
It was like a disco.
It really was.
And you
The
failed
floors-
to
the floors
fucking
light
mention
up,
it?
and if you touched them, they
Did
changed
you take
colors.
pictures?
No, you're not. I don't think you're allowed to in there.
Did you
Yeah.
go to Old Vegas?
Where
Where the giant praying mantis is?
I don't recall. We did go to the old side of Vegas to eat dinner once, but I didn't see a giant praying mantis. No,
You went to a dispensary and you didn't fucking tell me.
I
went to a
it's giant
dispensary,
praying
Chris.
mantis that like
it was
spits
called.
fire.
It had a number in the name, something 10. I don't
He's
know.
just gonna talk over you, Matt.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I went to a dispensary, and I was amazed. It was an interesting experience. I didn't buy anything.
When the floor started lighting up, did you start dancing around like John Travolta?
I played with it a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah,
You
a
did, didn't
little.
you? You fucking did.
I
Don't
didn't
even lie.
dance.
I want to know.
I didn't dance like John Travolta, but I did play with it.
Oh, the Sweetwater Legend.
So it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, Matt. It seems there was a whole fucking Vegas trip that just has not been relayed. That's what I'm finding out tonight.
I thought I told you I went to a dispensary.
Oh, wait a minute. Fuck Dean Cooper's bailing on us?
Yeah, because he's old.
Well, my
It's his
butt,
bedtime.
my butt's getting sore. Got to say goodnight. Fuck the lot of you and go pick my underwear out of my ancient butt crack.
Why would he feel the
Scratch
need to
my
write
wrinkled
any of that?
balls and eat some tofu. Listen, could you scratch your ass and wrinkled balls, not wash your hands, and then eat your tofu? with your bare hands. Thank you.
Tapioca. Don't forget your donut pillow there, Dean.
I like
Take
tapioca.
that with you, and be sure to finish all of your tapioca. You need the protein, Dean.
Dean's got rails on the side of his toilet, and it isn't because he's handicapped.
His entire bathroom is blown plastic.
Fuck. Steve, aren't you glad you do this show?
Oh, extremely.
Steve, do you ever wonder why we can't get any guests?
We do get guests. We had Steve Calls.
That's true.
We had Tim Fasano.
And
we had
yeah,
Claudia Ackley.
we had Mick West.
We had that douche from Epstein, or no, not Epstein, Epistemon. And that guy.
Epstein on. Well, I missed that fucking show.
I missed that episode.
I messed up his last name. Epista something. We had a lot of guests.
Yeah, we've had a few. Not a lot.
We can't get any more. But
well, we can't get any less either. It's pretty flat lined, but it is what it is. What should we do the next show on next week, Steve?
I don't know. Maybe we get Mick West again.
I doubt it.
No,
I'm thinking the Mick West well was run dry after the first dip.
I thought he enjoyed our show.
I don't think he had a horrible time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's a possibility. I could get him to come on again, but
It's a little bit different type of show when we have a guest.
Yeah, it is a different show, and we do conduct ourselves differently when we have a guest. When it's just us, we fuck around. So
unless it's Steve Calls, then
Steve likes to have a little bit of fun. So, and I told Steve we definitely have to have him on again. Excuse me, in the near future. He had told me that he wants to either have us on. I don't know.
On one of his
By
shows,
us, he means Chris and Steve.
He wouldn't want you, Matt?
No.
Why not? You guys were friends before fucking we even got to know.
We can't stand one another.
Really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Well,
You don't act there.
Steve Cole's show was the actual first podcast I was ever on.
This I know.
It's pretty crazy.
The
He's been
blog
doing
talk
it
show.
that long. Yeah, he's been doing podcasting in this realm, this online community for longer than anybody I know.
Yeah. I saw he was at the Chautauqua
Yeah.
Bigfoot conference.
I should have went. I could have met up with Ryan Redding. Would have been
Yeah,
awesome.
you should have. I don't know why you didn't.
Wait, where is fucking Ryan Redding?
He hasn't been in the
Haven't seen
chat
him in
room lately.
He's hanging out with Jeff Meldrum right now.
Oh, that's probably true.
He hasn't been in the chat room, and I mean, I see him a couple of different times here and there, but he hasn't been in there a lot lately. So I don't know. I haven't seen him. Couldn't tell you. I haven't been keeping up on him. Drove through his town when I was on vacation.
I've driven through his town a couple
Drove
times.
straight through Dunkirk.
Didn't even try to stop.
Yeah.
No, actually probably sped up.
Yeah. I don't even think I think I had to take a piss, and I waited until I got to the next town.
Didn't piss till you hit Ripley. See, Ripley's the next town, but it's this way. So
Right. I got you, Steve.
it's not really. Mayfield might be next. I don't remember.
No,
What are you
I
talking about?
New York. Talking about New York.
Ryan Redding.
The towns in New York nobody gives a shit about. Like,
And then after
I
I drove,
apologize
after
to
I-
our listeners from Dunkirk.
Yeah, after I drove through upstate New York on my vacation, and posted some pictures and some things. Ryan had commented on my Facebook page that me and that Steve Alcorn guy were going to have to pop by for a visit, and I'm pretty sure I said no, we won't, and I'm pretty sure that Alcorn guy will agree with me.
I'd meet up with Ryan Redding. He's got a signed copy of his book for me that I've never picked up.
Yeah, that we've never gotten. I don't know
He
why
has
you're
a
gonna-
book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't know he wrote a book?
What do you mean he has a book?
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
He
Ryan
wrote a
does.
book.
Ryan
Yes.
Redding has a book.
About
Absolutely.
what?
Fuck if I know.
It's supposedly about Bigfoot.
No, it's not. How the fuck can... Are you shitting me? Is this a true story?
It's the real
Is
life
this fake
story.
news?
It's
Hold
the
on.
real. It's the
It's
real
on
life
Amazon.
Jesse Pinkman story.
I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon.
Like
Go
you,
look.
so like apparently I should have like 30 books by now if you're going by that time frame. Like, what are you talking about? Has he ever even had a fucking sighting? Has he
said
done
has.
anything? Has he done anything except put out fake pictures?
Oh, I know he
I
wrote
think
a
that's
book.
Oh, I'm sorry, they weren't fake pictures. He had pictures of a hiking trail of people in jumpsuits on the
Allegedly.
hiking trail and
Yeah,
said they were
allegedly.
Bigfoot.
Allegedly.
Well, you could see the paved trail. I don't know what more you needed. Bigfoot just trying to get those fucking steps in.
Okay. Ryan, I typed in Ryan.
Oh, wait a
Redding.
minute. Frank Smith, I will be a guest. I will come on and sing Irish lullabies. Frank, if you've got a nice, thick Irish accent.
Look at, if that's Frank in that picture.
Frank's a fuck. Hey, listen,
He's
Frank's
a
a
looker.
handsome gentleman. He's a handsome gentleman over there in Ireland. And Frank, I got some voiceover work I could throw your way for the show if you'd like to be have some do a little bit of voiceover work for me.
I gotta share this, okay?
Okay.
I typed
Sure.
in Ryan Redding book in Google.
Okay.
And you know what comes up?
Okay.
Ryan's World.
Hey, everybody. I can't do the Bobby voice.
But I know he wrote a book. I just can't remember.
I'm Bobby.
Maybe he used
This is
a,
Ryan's World.
you know what Ryan's World is? The kid with the eggs and all that shit.
Yeah, the YouTube guy.
Yeah.
All I could think of was Bobby's World.
There he is.
Oh, God.
Yeah, just got out of the woods.
Yeah.
We mention his name and he shows up.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he's here now.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, what's the name of your book?
Hey, Ryan, what the fuck do you think you need to write a book about? You have a fucking book? Are you fucking kidding me? Why would you write a book? There's like, you're maybe in like, I don't know, the bottom 2% of knowledgeable people in the Bigfoot world. You've been around for what, 3-4 years now? And you think you have enough fucking knowledge on Bigfoot that you need to write a fucking book on the subject? Are you fucking serious? That's like me writing a book about what it's like to live in California. Never fucking been there, Ryan. Don't know shit about it. Like, I've never even like considered the possibility of putting a book together, and I'm a fucking writer who's been in the Bigfoot world for 20 fucking years.
Bigfoot expert.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
7.
fucking pretentious as fuck.
What kind of answer is 7?
Yeah.
You
wrote
years.
the screenplay to fucking 7? Or?
7 years. Okay, so that's the magic fucking number.
Oh, that makes sense.
Hang
just
out in
wanna
a
know
few
the name of the
Facebook
book.
groups, so you're a fucking expert. Go speak at some
expert.
fucking conferences. Are they fucking headlining you at Ohio next year?
Oh.
Ooh, now he's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm glad
It's
you
not
got a
running
kick out
my
of
lip.
running
I
your
don't. I
lip.
get a kick out of the fact you have a fake Bigfoot picture as your fucking profile picture right there. Are you fucking serious? Jesus, man. Running my fucking lip. Yeah. I'm sure your sales are fucking skyrocketing, Ryan. Consider
Yeah.
this free publicity, man.
There you go.
Why don't you
buy-
send me a book and I'll do a review of it on my channel?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fucking great.
I tried. I'm still waiting for my copy.
Yeah.
But
Still waiting.
I said I would do an honest review of it right here on the Fortean slip. Honest review.
We give honest reviews of everything. I'm pretty sure.
I would just like to know what's in the book that like hasn't already been said by somebody else.
We
Oh,
can't buy
now he's
one.
saying buy one.
We can't buy one. I can't find it. I typed in Ryan Redding book. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? And it came up with Ryan's World. And I can prove it. Hold on. When did I learn to read? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm the
don't
one that
need to-
runs my lip.
I don't need to learn to read Ryan's book. Just saying. Here you go. Here's a screenshot of the Google search.
I'm glad you get
Ryan
a kick out of
Redding
running.
book right up
Wait a
there.
minute. I'm glad you get a kick out of running your lip when he runs his fucking mouth all the goddamn time.
Let's see here. I type in Ryan Redding Bigfoot. First
here we
result. Remember Ryan Redding? He was outing folks in the Bigfoot world if he didn't get a FLIR from them. He got it. Now he's seen a Bigfoot disappear.
The Bigfoot Report is the name of your book?
Uh-huh.
Huh. I've heard that before somewhere.
Oh,
Somewhere.
yeah, here it is. Okay, let's see here.
The Bigfoot Report.
$21.95 for the
Woo!
paperback edition.
How many pages?
The Bigfoot Report Unclassified. They exist, and other random words on the cover. Hey, it's got 4 stars out of 10 reviews.
Nice.
Oh.
It's number 4,166,911 in books.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
The Kindle version. What was that? $1.99?
Yeah, I think I'd go with the Kindle version, man.
Yeah. I think I'd go with the Kindle version if you get a Kindle, folks. That's my person.
Ryan, I do have one critique. That is a fairly generic picture on the cover there. I'd like to see something a little bit better. Perhaps one of the Bigfoots that you've seen
Cheap
or
fucks.
photographed.
May I read a review?
Yes, please.
Now I will say there are several people whose names I have never heard of in my life, including two Amazon customers who gave it 5 stars.
Okay.
I, however, am not going to read any of those reviews. I'm going to read the review from Bruce K.
Oh, Bruce K.
Who gave
Bruce
it
K.
1
I
star.
wonder who that is.
Who gave it 1 star with the title of his review, "The Author Gives Himself 4 Stars." This book might have some appeal to those who enjoy Bigfoot fiction, but for those interested in actual Bigfoot research by established and legitimate researchers, I would suggest books by John Bindernagel, Thomas Steenberg, John Green, or Jeff Meldrum. After following the author for some time now, I was familiar with his alleged research and unsubstantiated claims. One of them being that he produced Bigfoot orbs or light energy beings by using simple science project magnets.
Ooh.
Not wanting to waste money, I opted to view just a sample. I think the poor writing skills could maybe be overlooked if the content had some substance and validity. By the way, if you enjoy good Bigfooting fiction, try some of Rusty Wilson's books, available here on Amazon.
I like the name of this one reviewer, Todd E. Anus. I'm not joking. They gave him 5 stars, though.
Yeah.
5
Nice.
stars. Good job, Ryan. How many you sold, buddy?
Yeah, seriously. How many have you sold?
How many you sold?
Because I'm going to buy the
Don't
Kindle
lie.
version.
I mean, give me a real Give me a real number.
Yeah, we want to know if we should fucking put a book up here.
Yeah. Give me a real number. Throw it out there. Don't throw
'Cause I could-
smoke
listen.
up my ass.
I know how to research.
I'll be able to
Amazon.
tell.
I know how to research Amazon sales things. So
Yeah.
if you lie to us, we'll know.
Yeah, we'll be able to find out.
If you say 5 and you only sold 4, I'll know.
Steve, this is
Well, there's
something that
10.
Steve will take some time to research.
I'm going to guess that Bruce K. didn't actually read the book. Just saying.
Roughly 800.
Okay, gonna check.
Yep.
Here we go.
Uh,
Oh, I'm on the wrong.
I might give him,
800?
I might give him the 800.
800 Kindle.
Yeah. Like what is it? How many? I mean, yeah. Split that around. Give us some real figures here, Bob.
Paperback, Kindle, paperback is what I'm seeing under the reviews.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, how much? I mean, even if you make $1 a book, that's $800.
That's a total of both. But what are your percentages? Is what we were asking. Does stuff really sell on Amazon from the bearded picker?
I don't know. I've never heard of selling on Amazon, to be honest with you. Oh, that is not what I wanted.
What?
I lost it. I lost Ryan Redding's book.
Oh no! How dare you? Fuck you doing?
Oh, he sells some at conferences, which makes sense. I would assume you would sell more.
Listen, dude, I don't have a problem with you fucking selling a book, but you come off as a fucking legitimate researcher, and I don't buy that you are. So that is my personal opinion.
I don't buy that most people are.
Yeah, exactly. And
researchers.
And you vehemently protesteth too much.
Yes.
Is your biggest problem.
Editors. Come on, Ryan. To publish a book on Amazon there is no cost.
No.
They take a percentage of every book, Ryan. They're the ones that print it for you.
And you would know this how, Steve?
It's print on demand. Because I'm an Amazon seller and my wife is a published author with a book
on Amazon.
Yes.
Yes. Which I know, by the way. I keep quiet. Dude, you are the least fucking quiet person I know. You went out of your fucking way to try to tell me how to run my goddamn show. Which, by the way, dick fuck, is doing really well.
And the reason I know that this is a published book through Amazon is because when I run the stats on how many are in stock, it says 999, which means it's a print-on-demand book.
And it also says publisher, create space, independent publishing platform.
Which is free.
Yeah. So stop.
126 pages.
Stop trying to blow smoke up people's asses.
All right, let's check.
That's your first problem. But
if you write another book and you want a real cover, I am available.
Seriously, if you're selling 800 books, Matt will take a little chunk of that.
Yeah, I'll be happy to put a nice cover for it. I'll even write a prologue or something for you.
A forward?
No. Prologue.
You have another book?
Let me write about the author section.
Here,
now that's a book I'd buy. Just for the forward.
So, Ryan, what were your publisher costs? I have to know this. And who did you hire to edit your book? It doesn't mention in the
Why did you hire an editor when nobody else does? Oh, here we go. Encountering Aliens by Ryan Redding.
Ooh, let's see if that's on Amazon.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it.
What kind of reviews does that one have? Wait, you've encountered aliens, Ryan?
Well, sure.
He's a jack of all trades, Steve.
Bigfoot. I'm not seeing encountering it. There it is. Found it. Ooh, that one's cheaper.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Look at the cool, the aliens posed up Vanilla Ice from the 90s.
If you wouldn't have given me that name, Ryan, I wouldn't have believed you. But I know she's an editor, so.
A true story. Can we have Ryan on to tell his Encountering Aliens true story?
Oh dear God.
What? I will behave the entire time.
Matt, you've been in a hangout with him.
That one doesn't have any reviews.
I know, but that was a hangout. I promise. I will be serious. I will quit talking crap towards Ryan Redding forever if he comes on the show and tells us his true story I promise.
How many fucking toes do you have crossed?
You guys know me. I don't just talk bullshit. I'm being serious. If he'll come on as a guest and tell the true story, as it says right here on the book cover, of his encountering aliens.
Oh God! Now you got it. Now you got him believing we're going to actually let him on the show.
It's 59 pages. Well, it's not up to me if it happens. I'm throwing my stuff in.
And he did give you permission to talk shit.
I'm not going to talk shit. Why would I talk shit? Why doesn't this one have any reviews?
It's the same age, March 2nd, 2018. So it's been out for a year.
It's 59 pages long. Right? You put out a paperback book that's 59 pages? That's less than a magazine.
I'm on the wrong one. It doesn't have to be super long to.
I know. I'm just saying. I didn't. Whatever. Trying to be nice.
I'll consider it.
Oh, it would be fun.
I mean, okay. We know what kind of subjects we have on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a guy that says he had a true interaction with an alien from another planet.
Right?
We will need review copies, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's 59 pages. We can just read it while he's on the air.
I'm a pretty good
All right.
speed reader. I probably could fucking plow through that in like 10 minutes.
All right, here we go. Paste. I'm getting sales levels here. $21.95. Huh. Amazon doesn't give me any sales data on this book.
Ooh.
Interesting. Not saying it's not true. Just saying. Not enough data. That'd be the Bigfoot report. Just saying. No sales data.
I'll consider it. If you guys really want to have him on, I'll consider it.
We'll have to discuss it after the show.
Yeah. I'll think about it. I mean, we are kind of at a lack for topics at the moment.
And we do talk shit on Ryan a lot.
As a show of good faith, Ryan, I apologize.
Ooh. You really want him on the show.
I apologize for the
whoa,
way I have treated you in the past.
No. Who are you? And where is Matt Knapp?
I have been
Wait,
hard
can
on
you
him.
put up
Considering
Bearded Picker's comment, Chris?
Hmm?
Bearded Picker, who is not in this field, who doesn't do
The
this.
odds of seeing a Bigfoot and aliens by the same person are off the charts.
Who doesn't do this?
Yeah, no, he's not wrong.
What if
but
Bigfoot
not
is an
impossible.
It's not
impossible.
No, not impossible. Matt, I defer.
There are
to
people
this
who
statement.
have won lotteries more than once and did not cheat.
That is true. There are people who have been struck by lightning twice. This shit happens. I mean, it's possible. And like I said, I am willing to consider having him on the show, and we can talk about it after the show and decide.
Is he going to bring Dr. Meldrum with him?
If he did, that would be a pretty good incentive.
Because I'm pretty sure they're buddies.
That's what he says.
Well, I mean, if Ryan, he says he's seen a Bigfoot
Do what you wish.
on more than one occasion. Apparently, he was able to somehow conjure the Bigfoot spirit orbs or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just don't know the terminology.
Mhm.
And he's had an encounter with aliens. And he's written 2 books. That's a bigger draw than Jeff Meldrum.
Yeah, you're right. Well, no, how many books has Jeff wrote?
1.
Ooh.
And a pamphlet.
I was just going to say the pamphlet. You cannot forget the fucking pamphlet, man.
Ryan had a hell of an encounter at a Bigfoot conference.
Ooh. Did you meet the
'Cause that's
Sweetwater
where
legend?
all good Bigfoot
Did he step
encounters-
up next to Steve Alcorn at the urinal?
Oh, well, we've had Steve Coles on the show. We can ask him about it.
We can ask Steve Coles if he stepped up next to you at the urinal.
No. Steve Coles helped me out. Helped him out with that.
Oh.
Oh, it was the alien encounter. I'm confused now. Have you
More than
seen it go?
alien,
Steve Coles helped
demonic?
you with an alien encounter.
A
Yeah, because
demonic
he's the
alien
Sasquatch
encounter?
detective. Is this like a Matt Johnson shit going on over here in New
What the
York?
fuck?
If you turn into Matt Johnson,
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Danger, Will.
all bets are off, Ryan. Whatever. I know Matt promised you something.
I gotta derail. Matt, have you seen the Lost in Space 2 trailer?
No. I didn't know there was a trailer.
You
You knew there was a movie coming out.
I'm sorry,
right?
I derailed. Back to Ryan Redding's a douche.
No, I'm just saying. Now, me saying that I'm willing to drop the feud with Ryan and apologize to him for the things I said, it's not so weird of an offer now, is it?
No. Listen, I'm entertaining the idea.
I've
He's
never
saying
had
that we
it here,
should.
Brian.
He's saying that we should try to get Culls to come on and talk about it with him.
All of that's on you.
It would be on me. I'd have to
I'm not trying. I shouldn't have overstepped to begin with.
No, Matt. I think it's a fine idea.
I'm gonna do
adverse.
something that I swore I'd never do, and I'm gonna buy the
here we
Kindle
go.
version of Ryan's book right now, live on air.
Are you
Here we
serious?
go. Kindle version.
Which
Ryan,
one? Which one?
The Bigfoot one.
You're gonna buy the Bigfoot?
He should have a package deal though. For like
Yeah.
$10, you can get both.
Yeah,
Well, it's only $1.99 for the Kindle version.
Yeah, it's $1.99.
So maybe like $2.
What's $1.99 for the Kindle?
$2.50.
The Bigfoot report. Yeah.
On mine, it says $6.99.
Oh, I thought it was
After credits, I must have credit.
Oh yeah, Steve's got credits, so $6.99. But still, that's not.
How
bad.
did I get
Not a bad
credits?
price. You get them all the time if you purchase it on Amazon. I think
Nice.
with the Kindle stuff.
How do I get this thing for free?
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice?
He accused you earlier of flapping your lips. Now he has no qualm with you.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to buy this damn thing. All
Buy
right,
the
here we go.
book, will you?
Yeah, because I want an honest review of the book. Seriously, I will honestly review this book.
I'll buy the
Somebody
fucking
should
thing.
honestly read the book if we're entertaining having
Do
him
I
on the
have-
show.
Yeah, do I have?
I'll read the fucking thing. I don't care.
I'll like download.
I
the
read
Kindle
books all
version
the
and-
fucking time. Reading a book right now.
Chris read 2 books just during this show.
Steve,
Really,
don't do
Scott?
it.
Come
You didn't
on,
ask your
man.
wife if it was okay.
I
Scott,
love this
come
guy.
on.
Bearded picker. Ah, God. Oh,
Your
what are you
aces,
doing next
bro.
Sunday?
Don't do it. If for those of you who don't know, that Bearded Picker is the co-host of the other show I do,
Oh,
and
no,
he's
I
not
could've
like that
added
to me on the show. He's super nice guy.
I'm sure.
So he's like the opposite of me and Chris.
Only on the show.
Well, I'm saying he gives you shit off of the air,
Yes.
and we give you shit on the air.
Yes.
Hmm.
How do I cloud? Do I have? Oh, I have it on my phone.
I
Nice.
don't know.
Okay, good. I want it on my iPhone.
So now we're gonna get a copy of this book.
I'm getting it right now. Just continued to shopping. Whoa! I think I already got it. What happened?
I might.
Well,
have
it
to get
shouldn't
a-
take long to.
I might have to get a
download.
Kindle.
I've got one.
You can get the Kindle app for your iPhone, Chris. That's what I
Yeah,
have.
but
It's a free
not-
app.
Yeah.
I have a Kindle. You know.
I'm in the process of
I
window
went to buy
shopping
it and it
Kindles
went away.
now. As
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's very
Man,
elusive.
they just had it not long ago, but if you can wait for Amazon Prime Day, they usually have them for
I
like
know.
dirt cheap.
I know, and I'm just trying to wait because I want to get a nice one when I get one because this is replacing my book collection.
Oh, you can read it on the Kindle Cloud Reader right on the computer. You don't even have to have it.
Yeah.
Who wants to sit at their computer and read though?
Yeah. I'm just wondering why I'm not on right now because I got to piss and the show and go do shit. That's
Because
why.
we've been doing the show for 2 fucking hours.
Yeah,
We're
the
done.
show's
It's
been
time to
live for
quit.
2 hours, dickhead. You know, and you can let us discuss what the fuck we need to discuss about whether or not you're going to come on the goddamn show. Listen, I'm going to be fucking completely honest with you, Ryan. I'm not a fan. I think the one time I talked to you, you had a fucking shitty attitude. And you came off like a dickhead. And that was privately. That was not on air. That was me, you, Richard. I believe Matt was there. If I'm correct, Matt.
I was not.
Well, it is the hangout. I gave him a fair shake and went into a hangout with him, and I don't know if it's the one you're talking about, but in that particular one, my attitude became what it is because he was an asshole to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's something that I want to talk with them about and make sure that we're all on the same page about it before I do.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm willing to wipe the slate clean and be cool,
Matt,
but like if he
Matt
fucking comes at me,
and listen, and Matt's willing to wipe the slate clean. I don't pull punches.
All right. Deliver to my phone. How do I do that?
I don't.
Deliver.
and don't expect it because it's not going to happen. And it's not 4-on-1. You want to come on and have a fucking discussion? We disagree with you.
You've watched our show note long enough to know how we treat guests.
Yeah.
Right?
It was not 4-on-1 in that hangout either. It wasn't. You were not bombarded. We tried to talk to you.
It was a hangout. You can leave anytime.
Yeah. So, but this will not be. This is what it is. We talk the way we talk to everybody else. So we'll talk about it. But on that note, I fucking do have to fucking piss pretty bad at this point. And
There it is. Found it.
You all right, Steve? Can we end the show?
I don't care what you do.
All right, good. This has been the Fortean Slip, episode 102, the Copley Woods incident. If you like this shit, hit the little thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Go check out our good friend Matt Knapp at youtube.com/bigfootcrossroads and youtube.com/cryptid tales. Check out us on anchor.fm/the Fortean Slip. We have been growing very, very well on Anchor. I'd like to thank everyone who has been listening to us on Anchor, all the new people that have been listening to us on Anchor. Thank you. The growth has been fucking fantastic. So welcome to all the new listeners. As always, go check out Richard Allen's comic strip, Bigfootin' with Keith and Colin, on Facebook. And he's written some blog articles this week on the rantings of a schizophrenic Brit. I have the link to those underneath the YouTube video to that blog. Check out the leader of the Fortean Me Too movement, youtube.com/parabreakdown, where you too can be groped and
I just
touched.
I don't mean to interrupt and correct you here, but perhaps instead of leader of the Fortean Me Too movement, we could call it the Fortean Them Too movement.
And as always, check out our good friend Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and youtube.com/Dred Funn. He just did a really awesome commission. The Boys Out for a Pint with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think Wolverine, RoboCop, the Ghostbusters, Spider-Man's in there. It's a fucking great picture. Fred does some great stuff. And everybody should support him in everything that he does. If you guys are anywhere near one of the cons that he's at or the expos he's at, go check him out. Tell him, say hey. Tell him you love his shit. Buy something from him. If you're looking to get a nice commission done, I know his prices are somewhere around $150, if not plus dollars. Totally fucking worth it. Yeah. I mean, he will work with you on what he's going to do. Fred's fucking great. Go check out his shit. And we will consider the Ryan Redding guest spot on the show and let you people know. Until then, see ya!